harmful. That's part of the raw food diet. I'm doing it, but I was really impressed with as far as Colonic. And I have heard other interpretations of ways to do enemas, or we can, they have such strong medications. You can clean yourself out if you're impacted with pieces. You can clean yourself out in 2 hours. And I chose to go with Colonic because I enjoyed it. But I don't want to become people something that's not true. I heard basically what I asked is about the Colonic.
The questions about colonics, I can appreciate where you're coming from. And in fact, 25 years ago, I would have told you all the reasons why colonics are so great. And I found out more, and this is what I found out. I found out that the short list of why I'm against colonics is so long that it's an evening's presentation. The long list is a book. I have met, at this point, countless people that have been severely damaged through the use of colonics. One woman who had 2 colonics and after that never had a bowel movement unassisted again her entire life. 25 years have gone by. Many people who after a series of 10 to 15 colonics became totally dependent upon them. Their bowels ceased to function without assistance any longer. Like all crutches, crutches cripple. The idea that we can cleanse ourselves by flushing out the contents of the colon is exceptionally false. The contents of the colon are outside of your body. Now, I know this is like, wait, what do you mean? It's inside. No, it's not inside. It's outside your body. If you put a lifesaver or a ring in your mouth, you can pull it back out. It hasn't gone in your body. If you put a ring in your hand and close your fist, it's not in your body. It's surrounded by your body. The acids in your hand may even be affecting the metal, but it's not in your body. Your body doesn't let things in when you swallow them until they are absorbed. Now, fecal matter is obviously not absorbed. It has gone from your mouth to your stomach, to your intestines, to your large intestine, to your colon, and never was absorbed. This is the material that your body in its wisdom said, this is the material that should not get into the body from what you ate. It absorbed the water. It absorbed vitamins and minerals and enzymes and coenzymes and antioxidants and phytonutrients and protein and fat and carbohydrates. It didn't absorb the fiber, and it didn't absorb whatever was in the food that in the wisdom of the body was not adequate to be absorbed, was not appropriate to be absorbed. This passes through. The idea that taking water from the far end of the colon and pushing all the contents of the colon up backwards, up the ascending, transverse, as far as the descending, transverse, and ascending colon, pushing all the fecal material backwards in the hopes that when the water comes back out, all the material is going to come out with it, is a false effort. The likelihood of doing damage at the ileocecal valve is high. The idea that all material in the colon is harmful when we know that the lactobacillus and the acidophilus and the E. coli are all essential in proper balance with each other. If you have a lawn full of grass and you rip up all the grass in an effort to get rid of a few weeds, now you've got nothing. The likelihood of having more weeds is much greater than grass growing back. To wipe everything out, they call it throwing away the baby with the bathwater. In nature, we see no model that enema or colonic is practiced by any other creature. Granted, they don't have to. They don't eat aberrant diets. Eating a healthful diet, the body will take care of itself. Now, I've had the good fortune to speak with many colon surgeons. They're cutting open at least one colon every day of their life. I've only looked inside the colons of a few people. Have you looked inside of dead bodies? What you'll find, we've looked inside of bodies. When you look inside the body, we do not find this so-called plaque. In fact, plaque can't build up on the inside of the colon. The colon is lined with mucus, which it constantly sheds. The lining of the colon is identical to the lining of your mouth. Over the years that you ate standard American diet, how much food built up on the inside of your mouth? Not much plaque built up on the inside of your mouth.
Of course, you have to brush your teeth to get rid of all that.
No, that's your teeth. We're talking your gums, your cheeks. None builds up on the mucous membranes because the mucous membranes are constantly, 24 hours a day, shedding. all of the fecal material in your colon is moving out. But it's not all moving at the same speed. Some is moving at snail's pace, like if you stuck a sticker on a piece of glass, gravity's definitely pulling it down, but there's friction holding it up. Some things are moving very slowly through the colon, other things are moving more quickly, but it's all moving because the mucous membrane is constantly shedding. Some of it might take months to pass, but it's moving. Except for the material that is in the out pockets of the colon. We can consume such magnificently huge quantities of food at times, of improper foods, of fiberless foods, that because the colon is a relatively soft material, it can, because it's moving slowly, build up in the colon and actually cause an out pocket. And the out pocket can out pocket. You can get what is called megacolon. All right? Now, with some of these various conditions, some of the fecal matter can and will actually get out of the mainstream flow of material moving through the colon. And then it will sit there in a pocket, in what's called a haustra of the colon. This is not adhered to a wall. It is simply just not in the flow. Just like water on a pool on the side isn't in the main flow. And you can have stagnant water next to a rushing stream. On a proper raw food diet, those haustra shrink. They come right back down to normal. They do it at their own speed. We cannot rush the body or force the body to do this. The colon is designed to do a specific job, several of them. There is some bacterial action that happens in the colon that does final breakdowns of fecal matter, and water is reabsorbed through the colon so that you don't pass water, which isn't anywhere near as pleasant, and the body can be more sparing of its water. The only nutrient designed to be absorbed by the colon is water, not toxins. If it was designed in any way, or if it could absorb toxins, who among us doesn't have fecal matter in their colon their entire life? Whether it's moving through quickly or slowly, if you could absorb toxins through the colon, we would all be toxic. It's not designed to do that. It's designed to absorb water. So rather than even address what they say is good, let's look at this other side of the story and go, oh, in the light of this, address what they say is good.